I mean, have we not upgraded this time? A little bit of an upgrade this time.
We're developing.
Uh,
There it is.
slowly developing. Oh, jeez.
Alright, so for the past 2 months, a friend of mine and I have been working on putting together and painting this, miniature, if you want to call it that, an Imperator Titan from the universe of Warhammer 40k, a hypothetical model from the lore that would be so big it would outclass GW's biggest model that they sell currently. A literal walking church. Now, as for the specifics of how this model was made, of course it was 3D printed over the course of 2 months, using 24 rolls of filament. The printers used were 4 Ender 3v2s, 1 Ender 3v2 Neo, and a CR6 Max. These things were running non-stop at my buddy's house for 2 months, and by God did they do some work. The actual process of putting the model together was an interesting process, to say the least, because his room just smelled of nothing but epoxy and resin because that's what we used to put it together. You see, this is not my model nor my buddy's model, this was actually a commission. And because this is a commission, we decided to give it our best work collectively.
I don't know. Have we gotten enough burr yet?
I don't know.
I don't think we've gotten enough burr yet. I mean, I think
No, not yet. We're getting there.
we're up to 6 printers.
He did the printing, I did the painting, and we put the model together. And while I would like to credit the person who made the original STL file in the first place, there is a small problem where I would not want to shine a light on said person because, well, you know. However, I'm sure if you're part of Titan printing groups, you probably have seen this file floating around. Anyhow, the actual process of putting this thing together, so we used black filament and all of it we just sprayed over with lead belcher paint as requested by the commissioner, and I hand brushed everything because, like I've said before in other spots on streams, my airbrush is broken, so I had to suffer through manually brushing on all of that gold over and over and over again because one layer was obviously not good enough. And I churned through, what, 6 or 7 pots of Retributor Armor Gold, again as requested by the commissioner. Most of what I used was Citadel paint. Of course, I ended up using Retributor Armor and Nuln Oil for the shading because why wouldn't you with these colors? Now for the varnish finish, I did use AK Interactive's Ultra Matte Varnish for anything that wasn't gold, and as for the gold in the plates, I used brush-on gloss varnish from Vallejo, and the actual painting process itself was one of the most tedious works I've ever done. And why is that? Not only because of the constant shades of manually brushed on gold, it was also the windows, windows, and windows, and windows. Seriously, I hate these legs. And I hate these spires. They both can go fuck themselves. I hate them. Yeah, I had to paint around a lot of bullshit, and thank God that all of this was painted in sub-assembly before it was all glued together. Because if this was all glued together and then I had to paint it, oh dear lord, I would not feel very good. Yes, the arthritis that this model has given me, including my job, yeah, no, my hands will explode if I were to do that. Yeah, this is obviously not going to be carried all in one model because this thing weighs like 55 fucking pounds. Mainly because of all of the resin and epoxy that's holding it together. And thank God that this model is able to detach from the hips, because if it wasn't, yeah, we probably would not have done this. This model is 4 feet tall. In order to move this thing around, you know, the way that we would want it to, because obviously it's going to be used for games, yeah, so I had to put the legs in my trunk, and then the torso lying down, like in the front seat of my car, or the back seat, you know, depending on your orientation, and it just has to be lying on its back, like there is no other way to move it. I have consistently told the commissioner, good luck on moving this thing, it's your problem once it's yours. And given its true size, I fucking mean it. But yeah, no, this thing will absolutely participate in the next Apocalypse game that I will have next month, and I will absolutely take a video of it because this thing will be fucking glorious. Yes, marvel in its beauty of my subpar paint job, I guess. Oh geez, you know, I don't think you guys understand how much I'm like, how happy I am to be done with this godforsaken thing with working so much, because now I have a little bit more time to do videos again, thank God. But I was happy to do a little showcase for it because I am still proud of getting it done, including my friend who printed it because he was very happy to free up his printers. We got a lot of personal projects for ourselves that we're also going to do here soon, and I will do showcase videos for those things. Anyhow, that's all I wanted to show for this model. It's big, and honestly we're overcompensating for our size now because now we have to play on the floor because the model is, it doesn't fit too well on the fucking table, if you could guess. Yeah, we might have a problem.